Caleb Milligan thought Joe Tate would be his one and only problem of the week in Emmerdale. But in the latest episode, he made a hugely worrying discovery. Yesterday, Caleb witnessed Joe hitting Jimmy King with his car. Just before it happened, Joe was distracted and went on his phone. Seconds later, he looked back on the road and realized someone was standing in his way. As he rushed to see the condition Jimmy was in, he remembered the conversation they had a day prior. In the pub, frustrated over Jimmy's comments about Carl and Clemmy, Joe threatened him and said that justice comes in many forms. He knew this development put his future seriously at risk, and matters were made even worse when he realized Caleb had witnessed the entire thing. At the depot, Joe could have politely asked his uncle for help, but instead he thought of himself and only himself. Caleb took control of the situation, though telling Joe that if he considered telling the police about Anthony Fox, he would tell them that he hit Jimmy deliberately. Caleb explained to his nephew that he had until midday tomorrow to decide how much his freedom is worth. If Joe couldn't come up with a satisfactory solution to buy Caleb's silence, he would be heading to prison. In the latest episode, Joe arrived at the depot to speak with Caleb prior to the police arriving. Before they could discuss Joe's fate, the two men were distracted by a noise coming from one of the trucks. Caleb opened the van door and, to his horror, discovered a woman inside. The lady called Anya was a stowaway. As Caleb panicked, Ruby Milligan arrived to take him out for lunch. He quickly shut the door, but Ruby realized something was going on and opened it back up. Ruby looked at Anya, and unlike Caleb and Joe, didn't see a police investigation or a damaged reputation. She saw a vulnerable young woman who had hidden in the back of a truck for hours on end. As Ruby tried to talk to her, the police arrived. At first, it seemed as though Joe was going to tell them about Anya, but to everyone's surprise, he stalled the officers for Caleb and Ruby. The couple worked out that Joe was trying to buy them some time to get Anya out of the depot. Ruby turned around, but she had gone. Ruby later found Anya hiding in a small area of the building. She took the woman back to Mill Cottage, adamant she needed a warm home and some food as she wasn't well. When Caleb got back, he was horrified to see Anya asleep on his sofa. He explained to Ruby that if the police find her, they will think he trafficked her into the country. But Ruby has form when it comes to avoiding the police. She remained focused on looking after the woman and wasn't really fussed that Caleb was so paranoid about Anya's presence. It's certainly a dilemma neither of them expected to face. But can Ruby and Caleb help Anya without the authorities finding out? And will we learn more about Anya and her life?